Welcome to Business Conversations with your host, business strategist Clive Enever. Clive is joined by expert guests as they talk business behind the scenes to give you the tools and insights to support your growth, security, and serenity as you strive for your success.
Welcome to another episode of Business Conversations with Clive Enever. I am Clive Enever, business strategist, and we're having a conversation with Chantal Girardi about grow your business using organic Facebook. Chantal helps small business owners with no marketing budget gain control over their online marketing. And Chantal has actually been nominated for several awards. And she hasn't been doing this for a very, very long time. She's been at it with great enthusiasm, tremendous passion, and grown herself a serious business. Hello, Chantal, and welcome.
Hello.
Now, tell us a little bit about Chantal before we get into growing your business using organic Facebook. Who is Chantal? How did she get where she is? And why has she got such passion for this organic Facebook?
Sure. I was a personal trainer in South Africa and immigrated to Australia 11 years ago. When I moved here, I had 3 kids under the age of 5, twin girls that were 4, and my baby who was 1 at the time, and moved here to the Gold Coast and had no marketing budget and needed to start my business, and I needed to grow it real fast. With no marketing budget, I was able to use or teach myself free Facebook so that I could reach a wider audience and grow my personal branding and set up a business. So I had an absolute passion for getting my business going, had no idea what I was doing, in all honesty, but basically taught myself and hit my head many times and eventually managed to do it. So now I have the privilege of being able to teach other people and save them the stress and the overwhelm so that they too can do it.
You certainly took on a serious job there, 3 kiddies under 5, and decided, wow, I'm going to set up a business about which I have no idea.
Yeah, 100%, especially because moving here, we didn't know anyone, and we had the grandparents, and of course we have our helpers in South Africa, but here in Australia, we got no one. It's just you. So yeah, it was a little bit difficult in the beginning, and as I said, I definitely made a few mistakes along the way.
But a great way to learn nonetheless. Making errors is pretty handy as long as you recognise them. Is that right?
Oh, 100%. I wouldn't change any of it for the world, because it was in those challenges and in overcoming those challenges that I was able to learn many of the skills that I have now and are able to teach other people. So, yeah.
That's good. And of course, in discovering how to use it for yourself, I gather that's what allowed you to see that, gee whiz, there are other people who could use or benefit from what it is that you do.
Yeah, 100%. One of the things that I noticed is that, with this new era of using Facebook for marketing, so many people don't know how to use the platform properly or strategically, because it's not our thing. It's not a thing that we all grew up with, if you're my age. So it was this whole new thing that you had to learn, this whole new vehicle. And if it is going to be part of your marketing strategy, then we do need to get a handle on it. We do need to understand its full capabilities. And one of the most important things is privacy. We have to know how to be able to use it and to protect our privacy as well.
Yeah, that protecting the privacy is a very big thing. I think that as we move forward, there's more and more opportunities for people to invade our little bits of privacy. So protecting that's important. You mentioned strategy a couple of times. Just happens to be a favourite subject of mine, of course. But what is it about the strategy that helps you achieve your outcomes?
Sure. Well, when I first started, I called myself a Facebook coach because I thought I'm going to coach people on how to set up their profiles and then teach them how to use it. But what I realized was that it was the strategy part that was actually getting people the results that they wanted in their business. So although they may understand how to use the platform, it was how to use it strategically to get an outcome. So if everybody's just doing the same thing on Facebook, everyone's going to get the same result. But in order to get an outstanding result and to stand out and generate real clients and real income, it requires a strategy and making sure that you come up with a unique strategy that's going to help you create income in your business.
Now, a lot of people have difficulty understanding the difference between strategy and just doing. How would you describe the difference between those two things, or however you see it?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say it is the creativity. So looking at the business and the business owner, because I do believe that people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So there needs to be connection there. So looking at the business owner, looking at the business, coming up with their points of difference, their unique selling points, their unique value propositions, things that they genuinely are an expert in, and then building a program or online presence around that so that they can truly stand out. The strategy part as well is how you're going to firstly gain trust in the marketplace. You're going to reach a wider audience. There needs to be a strategy behind that. And then what is the process that you're going to take people on from evoking curiosity to how do you actually get them into a paying client? So what is that strategy?
So it's a complete journey that you look at before you begin.
That's correct.
Yes, love that. Know the outcome before you even start.
Yes.
Now, is this strategy what's helped you get noticed? Because Anthill Entrepreneurs magazine, I understand, nominated you as a pretty cool person.
Yeah, it was one of my biggest achievements, was being nominated top 100 coolest companies in Australia. When it was like little old me, I thought, no, really? And it's quite a grueling application process that you do have to go through. But what it really expressed was the fact that you really do need to have a niche. You really do have to have a strong understanding of what it is that you do in business that's different to everybody else. And you've got to disrupt the marketplace, and you need to be innovative and creative.
Well, that sounds like a handy little grab bag, but all doable.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things is that if you work on your own as a business owner, you can often get lost and you can get stuck in your head. However, when you work with other people and, like you said, ask questions or get help from coaches, that is when the true magic happens, because you've got people extracting things out of you, getting you outside of your comfort zone, and that's really where the magic happens.
Yeah, really important for people, I think, to not just pay attention to what it is that they're doing day to day, but understand why they're in business. We only need to look at the ATO's figures to show us that being in business in Australia is a rather fraught activity, and 65% of people don't make it. That is, they fail within the first 3 years, which is why I find that people who adopt a strategy are able to perform better and last longer, and usually have a much better life as they're doing it. So good on you for putting yourself out there and being noticed and taking advantage of being noticed. Because you also were nominated, I believe, for something in Telstra.
Yeah, so I've made it through to the second phase of the Telstra Energised and Emerging category, and the Telstra Business Awards is by far one of the most intensive award applications that you can put through. So it has been an honour to make it through to the second phase. What it does also make you do as a business owner is look at all areas of your business from a professional perspective and make sure that you tick all those boxes. So I personally have set that standard for myself, that that's what I wanted to do. If I was going to help other business owners, I wanted to make myself uncomfortable so that I could grow and I could help more people.
Excellent work, I think. And not only that, you were also noticed by the locals on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I've recently been on Channel 9 News, where I did a segment on how to help seniors use Facebook, because many seniors are getting back into the workplace and now they have to go onto Facebook and learn how to use Facebook safely. So I did a segment on that, on how they can do that, as well as being nominated for Gold Coast Girls in Business Award and for Service Excellence as well.
Very well done. It just goes to show that simply trying to be good at what you do does get noticed. People pay attention.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you said earlier about when business owners understand their why and why they're in business and what they do, that is important. For me, knowing how I struggled when I first arrived here, and many people on the Gold Coast will remember a time when I was in tears, and that's a true story. I was absolutely crying in tears, trying to get this business up and running, and I was just struggling so much. And I will always hold on to that feeling because I don't want anybody to feel that. And I think if I can help someone not feel that, that would give me the greatest amount of joy. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so incredibly passionate about helping people in business get there quicker so that they don't have to go through that.
Yeah, amazing how clarity allows you to overcome those moments where otherwise people would be in tears.
Yes.
So good on you for working through it and persisting. So back to the matter at hand, what you actually do day to day. Can Facebook actually generate income for people?
Yes, it can. And again, it's all about the strategy. So understanding the journey that you're going to take someone on, how you're going to build that trust online, and then how you're going to get them off Facebook. So one of the number one part of my strategy is don't keep people on Facebook. You need to get them off Facebook. So many people like to keep them on Facebook and they tend to be a bit fluffy online. However, if you have a strategy and your messaging is clear and it's consistent, people will get that trust and then get them off Facebook, and you need to get them off as quickly as possible, whether or not that's get them onto your database or get them onto a call or book them into a program as soon as possible, because we've got the attention of a goldfish. So within 3 seconds, we're looking at something else and people have gone, I'll get back to that later, and they never do. So you need to get them and you need to get them quick.
Okay, and is this marketing on Facebook really free?
Everyone always asks me that, and I go, well, your investment is in me and yourself, because obviously you invest in me as your coach. However, you're actually investing in yourself, and as the business owner, you're investing in your skills over your marketing platform. So it is free, because do not boost, do not do Facebook advertising. I don't do it as a rule because I want to set an example for my clients. I want to show them that it can be done. So I've challenged myself. My business could escalate the level that it's at right now. I could put money on Facebook ads and I could make even more money, but I'm actually not doing it out of principle to show people that you can successfully generate income using organic Facebook. So I want to be true to that, and I want to stand strong. And I do believe there is a place for Facebook advertising, but most people don't have the strategy and they don't have the know-how of how to use the platform. And that's why Facebook advertising fails, because they don't have the organic side set up properly. From things like their contact details aren't set up properly, their call to actions are broken, their website links are broken, their business page might be set up in the wrong category, their key messaging might be incorrect. People may not even know what they do when they get to the page. All these things need to be established before you can even start then even risking it on or gambling on Facebook advertising. So yes, organic Facebook is free, and yes, it does generate free clients. I don't like to say leads because it definitely does convert them. You definitely do get new paying clients.
And that shows precisely why we need these strategies, so that every step is covered rather than, gee whiz, I'll put out a story and see what happens.
100%. And that's that fluff I was talking about, where people just go blah and they just shoot it everywhere. It's like throwing arrows at absolutely every single place, and then they catch nothing. And then they go, oh, Facebook, it doesn't work. And I'm like, nah, it's just because you're throwing things everywhere, but there's no clear direction of what your intention is. There should be intention for everything that you do. Intention, there should be action, and then there should be an outcome.
You make it sound so simple, Chantel. And of course it is, when we get right down to it. It's you're using a simple strategy which you're able to apply across any business.
Yes, that's correct. And the strategy is unique for different businesses. But at the end of the day, when people say to me, I don't want to spend hours and hours on Facebook, I say to them, well, imagine if you had a strategy that for every day for 20 minutes, you just got online, you executed the strategy, and you actually generated paying clients. Would that be worth your while? And they go, yep. And I go, well, it's 20 minutes a day, and every person should be spending at least 20 minutes a day on their marketing.
Yes, 20 minutes a day on marketing is not a lot.
Nah, not a lot, especially if it's working.
And if we have the right strategy, it will work.
100%.
Indeed. Now, I see a lot of messages out there on social media land frequently talking about algorithms. What can you tell us? What is the take on the algorithm?
I love the A word, the algorithm. Now, the algorithm is amazing because it actually can work for you if you understand it. Now, if you input all the right data into Facebook, Facebook predicts what you're interested in. Now, if your ideal client is also inputting all the right details into Facebook, the algorithm is like an online dating system. It's going to match you and it's going to attract you together. So I was recently involved in an expo on the weekend, and I used the word psychic about 3 times because it was a Heal Yourself expo. And I used the word expo and psychic 3 or 4 times over the weekend. This whole week, any psychic event is coming up on my profile. It's just popping up. And that's the power of the algorithm. So if you understand that it's a prediction, and if you use the right words that your clients are using, if you use the right words that your services are offering, the pain points, the problem that you're solving, things that people would be inputting into Facebook, the algorithm is going to match you. It's going to bring you together, which is really cool.
And indeed, once again, it was a very simple thing. You understand your strategy to the extent that, as you mentioned, you can mention those key words 3 or 4 times across a weekend, and all week you're getting loads and loads of response activities, recognition.
Yeah, 100%. You know, every week people say to me, oh, you must spend hours on Facebook, you know, going on and having a look and searching for people, for clients. And I'm like, no, because I'm engaging with my ideal clients online, anytime somebody posts anything about Facebook or social media, it pops up as a notification and I get to see it. Not only that, but I understand how my notifications work. So I can actually go in and I can opt to see things first, and I can opt to not see things. So that's the other thing. Many people don't understand that they can actually go in and set these features up.
Which, of course, would add to the issue of overwhelm.
Yeah, 100%. But you can set it up exactly like you want. Many of my clients, some of them want to have more private profiles. Some of them want to have more public profiles. Depending on who you are, you can actually set up that account to have the right amount of privacy or publicity that you want.
And how quick does it actually work? Now, we've actually just heard some fantastic news about how it works for you because you're getting results within a week. But what about ordinary folk?
Well, you can jump onto my Facebook page, and I often post client stories on there. And one was a painter sitting there and actually working through the process and starting to implement the strategy. Within the time that we were sitting there, they already picked up a new client. So that was a painter. We had another one for headlights, foggy headlights. We've had a business coach filled an event. So a new business coach business coaches have had quite a few massive results. The one was new and just moved from New Zealand, knew absolutely no one on the Gold Coast, and within a week filled an event. I've had another business coach who went and did an event on the Sunshine Coast, and they generated $17,000 from that event. And that was knowing no one on the Sunshine Coast and setting up an event and using organic Facebook to market or put their event in front of the right people on Facebook. So that's some really, really cool stats. So it's like anything. It only works if you work. So if you actually follow the strategy and you put some time and love into it, it does work.
Indeed. And it will work quickly from what you're saying, that it doesn't take a huge amount of time. It's not putting in a great deal of effort across this quarter to possibly get a result next quarter. Yeah,
100%. Look, some people's business pages, their algorithm might be a little bit, I don't want to say wrong, but it could be tainted a little bit. So, for example, if you've done Facebook advertising and you've done it incorrectly, which many people do, and you've been getting the wrong people onto your page, your algorithm is going to be a bit skewed. So sometimes it takes a bit of time just to put the right content and feedback into that just to get it going. But when I say that, I'm talking about a week or two. And I do quite a bit of traveling, and if I go away on holiday, I just do a little bit of maintenance on there, but when I come back, I've already got clients booked in. As soon as I'm back, their clients are already booked in.
There you go. And look, I could sit here and listen to you tell me about this all day. And you mentioned to me before we came on air that you could talk to me all day. So that's great. But our listeners need to get on with their business. Tell us, what is the best tip you have received from a business conversation in your journey?
Pretty fond of the one that you said earlier today, Clive, where you said, have an openness to learn and to ask questions. And 100%, I would say, looking back at my own journey, what did I do in those early days when I was crying and overwhelmed, is I did ask questions and I did listen to podcasts and I did read books, and I took responsibility for my business and for my own education. And I think that, I'm with you on that one, Clive.
Excellent. Yes. One of my passions, have people listen and look for answers. What's the top piece of advice, Chantel, you'd like to leave our listeners with today?
I would like to encourage business owners that they can do it. You can do it. You can do it yourself. By investing in yourself as the business owner, you can reach a wider audience and you can gain control over your online marketing. I think nowadays people sometimes are a little bit too easy to give up or to pass it on to someone else, but I seriously do believe that the business owner is the best person for the job. You know your business best. You know your clients best. You know what you do best. You know what you love about your business and you're passionate about it. And that passion's going to come through in everything that you do in your business. So if you hang on firm to that, and you keep going out there and share your gift and your passion with the world, people are going to want some of that. So believe in yourself, invest in yourself. I seriously do believe that you, the business owner, can do it.
Excellent advice, Chantel. Now, most importantly, before we finish up today, how can our listeners connect with you to start their own business conversation?
Sure. I have a website which is www.chantelgerardi.com.au. And on there, I've got heaps of resources, podcasts, live training videos, blogs, heaps and heaps of really valuable stuff, along with my story as well. You can also book a call. So I do a discovery call where you can have a chat. I'll happily look at your profile and see, I'll give you some handy tips as well. I'm happy to do that. And then offer you an opportunity to work with me should you choose to. There is also free ebooks on my website as well, and YouTube channel training videos as well. I'd love to help you in any which way I can.
That's excellent. Now, Chantel, before you get away, how do we spell Chantel Gerardi in the .com.au?
Sure. It is CHANTAL. Gerardi is GERARDY. And I hope you can understand my South African Australian accent.
Very clear, very clear. Chantel, it's been absolutely wonderful chatting with you, and you've alerted me to a few things that I hadn't been aware of regarding Facebook, so good on you. Not that I've classed myself as a Facebook expert by any means, but I thought I knew quite a bit, and you've alerted me to a few things extra, so I'm very pleased with that. But it's been wonderful to have this chat. Thank you so much, and hopefully some of our listeners will take advantage of this to give you a call. Let's get more happening.
Yeah, that's amazing. Would love to hear from them.
Excellent. Thank you, Chantel.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Business Conversations with Clive Enever. Make sure you subscribe to future episodes via your favourite podcast app, and you can find more business resources at cliveenever.com.au.